Now, the problem I've got for the time being at least is when we go to track days or any trips to the Nürburgring or anything like that, my track day wheels will be going inside the car for transporting. And that is basically so we don't wear out our more expensive track tyres on road miles. Now, as you can see, currently they don't fit very well, and that's without even taking any tools, because the last track day we did, we literally took the bare essentials and it just kind of fit in and not very organised, to be honest. So the first thing we're going to do today is take the rear seats completely out and then see if we can get it a bit better arranged for taking everything to track days. And that's that out. But that's pretty much that out. You just need to push them two little clips kind of out the way to let the little bar come up and out. Well, that wasn't as bad as what I thought it was going to be. So that is back bench out. What are they up? Small bits we don't need. Another bit. So the back seats came out fairly easily, so they're out, and then I thought, right, I'll get rid of the seat belts because they'll just be flopping around. So I ended up with a couple of bits of trim panel off to get the seat belts out, and also the brackets that the back seat clips into. But I thought, well, they're not going back in, so may as well just get a shot of them so they're out of the car. I think what the plan is, I've cut this bit of wood because I've been having a bit of play about. Just put a bit of carpet on it, so the wheels will actually sit in line. And then I'm going to get a little strap to pull them against. See, that was what the bench seat sat on. So I think I can put the wheels up against that and then ratchet strap them to there. So they'll be nice and secure. So I'll chuck them in now so you can see what that looks like. So the idea being they'll sit in there like that. And the bit of wood in the bottom is really just so they'll sit, you know, on a flat surface, because if you didn't put that in, there's bumps and things, and obviously the light at one side. So when you're trying to strap them in, the fact they're sitting nice and flat like that means just strapping them to this section here will be nice and easy. I'm going to get some clips to hold the jack handle in there as well, and actually that kind of wedges in perfectly into the footwell there, so that is where that's going to live. I've also, these are a couple of other things I've got, so just got a tool bag there that needs some tools in, and then I've got this socket set as well, which, to be honest, this kind of covers, you know, not really going to need a great lot more tools to take on any track day, because this kind of, you know, you've got screwdriver bits, sockets, spanners, so there's a pretty good selection in there. I will link this tool kit. There's a link down below in the description for buying this. It's just a draper set, but I think it's pretty good value for money for what you get. It's 200 pieces, or it's over 200 pieces. So I think that's 219 pieces according to the box there. So yeah, so I think that's a pretty good kind of starting point of taking stuff. And then just again, there'll be a link to this little tool bag, which I've got nothing in it as yet, but I just thought for kind of, you know, putting the extra bits and pieces in that's not in there, you know, you're going to get them all into that. And then that is the kind of, you know, main selection of the tools. And then I've just, if I need be, I've got a little storage thing there, which might need to put some odds and sods in. The socket set and stuff will go in the back here somehow. I'm also wanting to get a couple of storage boxes to sit in here. So that is the next plan. I need to strap to hold the wheels in, a couple of storage boxes, and then figure out how the rest of the storage is going to work in the back of the car. Right, just a quick look there. You can see my little ratchet strap. I've just put a bit of rag in so that obviously the ratchet bit of the strap has damaged the wheels. Also got a couple of bits of rag cable tied to the strap because this is quite sharp, so just same on the other end as well. So that is them fairly secure in there. I mean, they're not perfect, but it'll do, it'll do. I've got a couple of little clips for me trolley jack bar, so that locks in there nice and tight. And then obviously when we put the seat back, that kind of locks that in place as well. Well, I think I've kind of got the layout at the back behind the wheels here sort of figured out. So I've got my socket set down here up against the wheels, and I bought these two little storage boxes, which they fit in nice there as well. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to organise obviously some more tools into my little tool bag, and obviously just some of the spares that I would want to take to a track day. So that's a few bits of tools put into this little tool bag, tool roll thing. Now, this was only about 16 quid, I think, if I remember rightly. And the reviews aren't absolutely brilliant for it, but I mean, for 16 quid, what do you expect? But to be honest, for something like this where it's not getting used every day, it's just to kind of hold some tools in to go to track days, go on road trips, that sort of thing. So you're not going to be getting stuff in and out of it all the time. I think it's kind of absolutely fine, to be honest. So just to give you a bit of a look, so we've got a couple of bits of side cutters, pliers, more grips in that one. In this one, I've got a couple of pry bars, a couple of little picks, little screwdrivers, interior trim tool, and another little WD-40. The middle one, I've got my little torch and some more Allen keys. There is Allen keys in that socket set I've got, but just for a couple more. Some electrical and stuff in this one, so wire strippers, crimpers, got a bit of tape, some spare wire, and my multimeter, so it fits in there nicely. And then in these two little pockets, I've just put some little crimpy terminals in that one for if we need to do any on the road repairs, and then I've just got a bag of assorted fuses in that one. So like I say, I think that kind of, you know, it works not so bad, you know, that, and we'll just roll it up and see what it looks like rolled up. So before we stick these little boxes back in the car, I'll just go through what I've got in. So I put my little tool roll in there. I've also got in here a tyre pressure gauge. This again, I'll stick a link to this down below. Just I think it was about 12 quid, something like that. Not the most accurate, but obviously it'll do the job just for keeping an eye on those tyre pressures. Got the little iCar Soft diagnostic tool, which, you know, I think they're a worthwhile little thing to have with you. I need to put this fire extinguisher somewhere a bit better in the car, but it can live in this box for now. Got the little Milwaukee impact gun just for getting the wheels on and off. Got some duct tape in here. In this one, I've got a bit more sort of fluids, but I've got, before I go through the fluids, I've got one of these little, just cheap little tyre inflators. Just for if you ever need to put the tyre pressures back up, just plugs into the cigarette lighter. Got some bits of tubing and stuff, funnel, cable ties, some rags, some gloves, and then basically fluid wise, we've just got WD-40, then I've got some engine oil, coolant, we've also got brake fluid and gearbox oil. Now, by no means, you know, that's everything I'm going to need, but I think that's kind of a good starting point for me. And then again, you know, because we're going to be driving to the track with all the stuff, don't want kind of too much. So my thinking is we swap the wheels, and then always what I'm going to have is my socket set, these two boxes, and then the only other thing I'll need to put in is my torque wrench. But I've also got this little box I'm putting together with just spares in. I'll give you a quick look at that. Yeah, so this is just one of these kind of Stanley Fat Max things. So what I'm going to do is, so I've got my wheel nuts is there for the Speedline wheels, and I'm just kind of going to start building this up with a few bits of spares. So I haven't really got much in it at the minute, to be honest, other than these are brake caliper seals, which I've bought, but I was going to refurbish the calipers, but they don't really need it at the minute. So I've got them bits there just for if anything happens. That was just a wrong one, that order, but it's just the boot for the steering track rod. And then that is a gearbox oil seal. I've got a nut there, which I think is for the back hubs. just some more tape, Jubilee clips. So I'll probably build this up a bit more and put a few more bits and pieces in here. So you've got my nausea relief for travel sickness as well. But yeah, if you've got any, like I said, so this isn't a comprehensive list of everything you should have, but I'll be interested to hear from anybody if they want to comment down below on anything that's obviously missing, we'll say, just for kind of going out and doing a track day. Well, I just wanted to come out and take the car for a little run just to see if there's any major knocks, rattles or anything like that from all the stuff I've put in the back. But yeah, I can safely say it seems to be absolutely fine. I mean, obviously there's more road noise with the back seats stuck out, but in terms of the stuff that I've put in the back of the car, there's nothing, too bad in terms of rattles or anything like that. Everything seems to be pretty much okay. So big question, I suppose, is has this been a worthwhile exercise? Now, a couple of things, obviously taking the back seats and some of the interior out will have reduced the weight of the car, but not by a great amount, so it should perform a little better on track. But in terms of for organising, for going to track days, getting the wheels in like this and having basically tools and things I can take with us, I think basically what we've managed to do is we've put more stuff in, but have still got more room to put more stuff. Obviously, this is a bit of a work in progress. I've kind of picked the things that I think I would need. I've also asked, comment down below if there's anything that you notice that it's cryingly obvious that I'm missing. Please stick that in the comments down below. But basically, yeah, we've got more space than what we had before, and we've got more stuff in the car. So that should be a benefit for going to track days. Like I've already mentioned, I will stick a link down below to all the things that I kind of have bought recently. So they'll all be linked in the description down below. If you've liked this video, please give it a like, and if you're into this sort of content, and I'm going to be obviously doing more track days with the car, so if you want to follow along with that and see what else comes up when we go to track days, hit that subscribe button and subscribe to the channel. And that just leaves me to say thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.